required is that we try to maintain this some sort of an entrance and an exit through the process of us doing this job because they want to stay open. So we got a lot of challenges. We you can see up towards the peak here, and we had 4 layers of 4 planks of legs at the top. Then we came off. This place was built in the late 1850s, early 1860s. The tools were done. The paint was done. The base of what's here is a two-part system, and it sticks to anything. And it provides us a great coating because it gives us the ability to have a situation like this where this was literally flaking and peeling. You touched it and it fell off. And get it off to a workable surface without creating too much of a mess, and then seal it so that even our flaking paint is going to stay where it needs to be. Because the last thing we want is to be here a year later and have all the paint start to peel. Because some of these areas, especially the real sun-drenched areas, were like literally every square foot is nothing that you can just peel paint off by hand. Get as much as you get out of it so that we just...
before, but the house was built 1861. Like he said, construction started 1859. It was finished 1861. And so there was even at some point a question of, was the house white originally? Years ago, Preservation North Carolina was going to do a paint analysis. Everything we know indicates the house was white to begin with. Obviously, the oldest photos, they're black and white, so we don't know if maybe it was a slightly different shade, but between then and like the 1950s, it is likely that around in the 1950s it was painted, from what I found in newspaper articles, from somebody who owns them, and they were highly skilled. Obviously, they had to be to build something like this, even though the designs were not theirs. There were people who worked on different aspects of it. There were probably several carpenters. We only know probably a handful of names. Inside, there were plasterers. We don't know who would have painted, but it probably would have been from that same pool of builders. Okay, so this east step is not in great condition, as some of you may be able to feel, since the original restoration in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s. So, yeah, it just depends kind of on the funds and finding the right people.
Well, anytime we had the lift in operation, the whole back area was caution taped off. We still had people that would step over. Surprised that it was a blue. Was it ever blue?
Mainly in the hallways and on this level outside of this room, it was mainly smoke damage. This room had a lot of burn damage, and if you look...
The insurance adjuster said, well, no, this isn't just a standard estimate for a stand.